I brought a support clown to my redundancy meeting, ask me anything. A couple weeks ago, a story about me went viral. The general gist is that I was fired from my job, and for anyone who hasn't been fired, what happens is they schedule a serious meeting and advise you to bring a support person. I did a bit of research and found out the support person is a legal entitlement. So, for my support person, I spent $200 to hire a clown to come to the meeting and make balloon animals as I was being fired. Somehow the media got a hold of the story and it got reported on by the BBC, most read story of the day, The Guardian, Fox News, The New York Post, The New York Times, Vice, and got a bit of attention here on Reddit. I work in advertising, but I'm also a stand-up comedian in New Zealand. I'm doing this partly to answer your questions, but mainly because I want more followers and am desperate for your love and approval.
Before we start, be sure to like and subscribe to be the first to know about new videos. Comment your answer below.
How did the interviewer react when you and the clown walked into the room? Did he laugh at any time during the interview? He got the experience of watching a $200/hour clown make balloon animals and he didn't have to pay a thing. You know what they say, if that doesn't put a smile on your dial, then pile trial my lyle. Haha, yay, that's what they say. Alright, nervous sweating. What on earth is that support person thing? From a HR perspective, it is a witness, and it will even up numbers if both your manager and HR are in the meeting. Can't be accused of intimidation if the sides are even. In my organization, support persons can't talk to answer questions / ask questions / etc., but they can call a halt to the meeting because they can tell you are getting too upset that you mightn't understand what's happening. If you are too upset to really take in everything, they can relay it back to you later, although any good manager will follow up what they say in writing. Sometimes support persons can be your union representative who makes sure proceedings are fair as well. When it's your union rep, they'll also usually take notes and help you strategize afterward next steps based on exactly what was said in the meeting. This can be incredibly helpful, since meetings like this are so stressful that people often have trouble remember a lot of what was said, exactly. If you decide to grieve or litigate a firing, knowing exactly what was said and having fulsome notes is a must. Union reps will also straight up go to war for you if you get a good one. I've seen Teamster stewards engage in shouting matches with management if they didn't like what they saw / heard. In the event that the emotional trauma of being fired is more than you can bear on your own, your support person is there to hold you, rub your back, and be a shoulder for you to cry on. If your blubbering becomes so bad as to prevent you from safely operating a motor vehicle, they can also drive you home. Can your support person be a Hell's Angel? If you go down this route, this person could also sell you the drugs you need for a pick-me-up after losing your job. I certainly won't think about my firing anymore when I'm high on methamphetamines. Or you'll think about it over and over and over and over and over and over. That's not what it is for at all. It's so you have a legal witness in case they do anything illegal or unethical. Usually people will bring their union rep or sometimes even a lawyer. Well, yes, but actually no. Nobody shoots themselves in the foot like that. The employer will never say, hey, we both know what's about to happen, so bring someone who can make a lot of problems for us, but instead they will say, bring someone who will hold your hand while you sob as we kick your ass out of here. That said, you can and absolutely should bring a representative, not a support person. Or, you know, bring a support clown and become kinda famous. Did you get shit canned? The company were just making cuts. And I suppose they figured I'd have no problems in finding another job as a fashion model or Hollywood actor or professional athlete or something. If you're an agent, please get in touch. Josh, I'm an agent. I'd love to represent you. Full disclosure, I'm not sure if I'm the right agent for you, I just became one in this comment. Worst case, you can fire me and I'll bring my own clown. Honestly, a better pitch than most agents in Atlanta. I have half a mind to send you my headshot and 10% of my gigs. As a professional, aren't you worried about using your 15 minutes on something not related to your career? He absolutely is using his 15 minutes on something related to his career. He works as a copywriter in advertising. Half of the copywriting professors at my ad school were improv or stand-up comics as a hobby, middle-aged. It's largely a similar skill set. You need to have wit and insight coupled with the ability to package that into the right structure. He doesn't have much to lose by doing comedy. This type of break isn't all that weird for creatives and makes for an interesting story next time he sits with an interviewer. I actually tried using my 15 minutes to start a new career as an Instagram influencer. Please see attached. I feel very influenced. Why is your haircut so terrible? It's the haircut you're legally obliged to get when you don't have a job. Currently out of work and can agree. A man showed up after I put in my 2 weeks with shears. An AMA is usually a good way for a comedian to show their chops, but all your replies are really low effort. Is this an example of why you were laid off? Clearly not familiar with Kiwi comedy, which is understandable, since 90% of NZ isn't either. Virgin.
You have been visited by Sad Cat. Like this video and subscribe to the channel to make Sad Cat happy again.